This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another, well, you know what? Fantastic day today because it's Thanksgiving Monday. I'm off work, so we got ourselves a hockey game to get to at 6:30 Mountain Time, which means I'm not going to miss anything due to getting home a little bit late after work. So today, let's enjoy. You know what? We still got dinners and stuff to get to, and I know all that's going to happen. So that is exactly why your game preview is up so early today. But with that said, we've got the lines. I'm pretty much about 15 minutes behind the lines being released. So, shall we get to that first, or do you want to hear the stats? I think, you know what, I want to get to the lines first because really there is no surprise here. This is not what the game preview is going to be all about. We've already kind of previewed this lineup against the Rangers last time out, and it was successful, right? It was a successful lineup that won us a hockey game. So we're 5-0-0 entering tonight's game against the Chicago Blackhawks, and realistically we're rolling the same lineup in there. We should expect similar results. Now, thing is, the Chicago Blackhawks aren't the New York Rangers and vice versa, so maybe not to an extent, right? Draisaitl, McDavid, Kazian, Yurko, RNH, and Neal, Kara, Sheehan, Archibald, love that third line, and then Nygaard, Granlund, and Chiasson as the fourth line. That fourth line, you know what, at times, I think they had two possessions in the zone where I think they had a chance to do something a little bit more than they could have, but they didn't end up doing it, so I'd expect them to build on that today. I'd hope at least. Nurse, Bear, Clefbaum, Persson, and Russell and Benning with Smith in the starter's net this evening. So Mike Smith, whoop, that's me going black. That's not good. Mike Smith gets the start again, as I just said. And what that means for us is essentially it looks like we may be going on a back-to-back rotation, right? Goalie plays back-to-back games, next goalie plays back-to-back games, next goalie plays back-to-back games, and so on and so forth, at least for probably the first 5 sets of that, or 6 sets of that, or 7, some kind of combination, just until we figure out what kind of goaltending tandem we need to have this season. It's pretty clear it needs to be a 41-41 split at this point, but you just never know, guys. The Oilers have played well for both goalies, but in terms of how both goalies have played, Mike Smith has stole more hockey games than Mikko Koskinen, but he's played 3 instead of 2, so you do the math, and it's a little bit of a hard go to determine which has been exactly the better goalie. Mathematically, play-wise, I think you got to give the edge to Smith, and that's probably why he's starting to finish off this road trip today. So that's your lineup. Now, what I need to get to, because this is kind of the stupid stats early in the season, but this is just showing how good this Oilers team has been, is the fact that this Oilers team is tied for second with the Pittsburgh Penguins in the NHL after 5 games with 4.2 goals for per game. That's huge. Then you've got, in terms of goal differential, we're a +8. These stats according to sportsnet.ca. I'm sure I'm missing something here, but it's just fantastic to see some of these categories we're ranking in. Face-off percentage, we're not there yet. Penalty minutes, we're nowhere near on the top of the chart. Goals allowed per game, we are top 10 in the NHL with only 2.60 goals against per game. That's huge. And then shots against per game, we are top 5. We're the 5th rated team in shots against with 28.8. You think about how bad we've been outshot. You know what? Realistically, we're getting outshot, sure, but we're not getting outshot by a huge margin. And that's huge for this team going forward, saving the wear and tear on the goalies. Then you've got the other side of this too, is I think what we have to talk about is the power play percentage and the penalty kill percentage. As we enter today's game against the Chicago Blackhawks, it's cut and dry how easy it is to see where this team's improved. 41.2% on the power play. Quick math, I'm going to do that right now for you. 7 divided by 0.225 for a 22.5% chance on the power play is 31 opportunities on the power play before we are needing to score another goal to be above that 22.5 magic number. But right now, let's just keep scoring as many times and as often as we have been to start this season on the power play. And then the penalty kill, guys. This is this is perhaps the dumbest stat when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers to start this 5-game winning streak. If you're not taking the Oilers seriously, you're missing something very clear in how the games have gone for them. Is that penalty kill percentage is at 94.1 entering tonight's game against the Chicago Blackhawks. That is fantastically huge for us as Oilers fans, because guys, when your power play for a couple years in a row is ranked near the bottom 10 in the league, you know what, probably bottom 5, I can't remember 17-18 stats, we're bottom 2 last year, is a simple fact that that is a killer. It's a momentum killer. It kills you every game. It just brutalizes your effort you put forward offensively. And now all of a sudden this year through 5 games, the penalty kill is a huge reason why we've won ourselves 5 in a row. So now I just went and said it, didn't I? The magic number, guys. Let's flip back to this lineup. And this lineup went 5-0 against the New York Rangers. Now we have to go 6-0 against the Chicago Blackhawks. That's going to be a tall task. I think it's going to be a tough one for a lot of the players to try and, finish off this road trip strong and go out there and absolutely finish things the way they should be after the first 6 games. You know what? They should be 6-0. Realistically, this team with Connor McDavid, yeah, everyone's always complaining that this team should be so good, but now that we're so good, everyone's complaining that this team should be crap. Anyone want to try and reason that? We're actually winning and nobody wants to enjoy it. We're losing and everybody hates it. I never get it. I never get it, but you know what? I think realistically, yes. What I do have to say to those people that are saying, you know what, this team shouldn't be winning all these games, fair. I'm all for a loss, as long as there's something to build off it. If you're cheering for a loss so as we look dumb, we look stupid, we look like we don't know how to play hockey, you're cheering for the wrong thing, I'm going to tell you. Because if you're cheering for the Oilers to look like 18-19 in a loss, why do you spend all of 18-19 complaining? I really don't understand that. What I'm saying with this is I know I'm not speaking to a lot of you guys here on Dolynny TV directly. I'm speaking to a lot of guys more so on the social media pages and stuff, is the simple fact that, you know what, a loss isn't the worst thing for this team, but this team is capable of winning on any night. That's the way Ken Holland went out there and built this team. And if you're going to lose, Dave Tippett and Ken Holland are going to do something to make sure you win the next one. That's the way this team's constructed so far this year, and that's huge. The difference in this team compared to the past 2 years is night and day, right? Look at the penalty kill percentage. That is your number one stat to look at. Look at the goaltending performances, right? I mean, look at what Mikko Koskinen brought last year compared to what he's brought this year. Look at what Mike Smith brings in terms of stability. There's your key term in terms of goaltending as compared to first shot, first goal, Cam Talbot. There's a vast difference in what becomes of teams' fortunes when you look at 2 simple strides, but it's also playing the structure and playing with stability in the game, right? If you play the structure, you can rely on knowing what should and will happen at any given time to be able to play that notch better you need to. And the last stat I need to throw at you for tonight's game preview, because this is as simple and cut and dry as I can make it, is we have 30 shots all told from 7 defensemen who have suited up for the Edmonton Oilers this year. Only 30 shots through 5 games. That's 6 shots a game from the defense. You know what? For this Oilers team, that actually sounds like a lot. That, for whatever reason, sounds like a lot to me. But you imagine, Matt Benning's still shotless. You've got Darnell Nurse with only 5 shots. Oscar Klefbom's got 12, but again, Klefbom's not going to pound him on net. He's going to wrist him on net more often than not. Joel Pearson's got, I think, 6. There's a couple guys in there. Chris Russell's only got 2. You really, if you want this Oilers team to succeed, you got to go out there and hope the defense shoots the puck as hard and as often on net as they possibly can, without a doubt. That is tonight's key. I'm going to say it. If we get pucks on net by the defense, if we get 6+ shots by the defense, because that's been the average so far to win games, we win tonight's hockey game. Guys, that's where I think I'm going to leave it right now, because you know what? Honestly, I've talked myself out. I've given you absolutely every crazy stat I possibly could. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Right now, I want to get your score predictions in the comments section down below. I want to hear what you're thinking tonight. Are the Oilers A, winning, B, losing? What's the score? And then, of course, I want to know, kind of like as I just gave you, my key to tonight's game is the defense shooting the puck on net and getting chances in front. I want to hear what your key to tonight's hockey game against the Chicago Blackhawks for the Edmonton Oilers is. Guys, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. As always, I will catch you in the next one.